Hi, my name is Naomi and I will be giving a presentation today on the new digital media strategy for Cayrshaw we'll be using and the benefits it will bring. Firstly, I would like to show my respects and acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, of elders past and present on which this event takes place. One of the best things that Cayrshaw has to offer is its diverse range of staff. Having this means we can cater perfectly to the community and serve and understand everyone better. Using digital media will be perfect, up-to-date way to communicate with each other and reach a broad group of people more quickly and efficiently. This community strategy will only reinforce the bond between the cultures and between the staff and the community. There is a copy of the PowerPoint presentation slides on everyone's desk, so please follow along if that's easier. I also have a feedback form for each of you, so please answer the questions and write any feedback that you have for me on this presentation. Please raise your hand as well if you have any questions through the presentation so I can answer you. Thank you. So today I'll be explaining the new ways of easily communicating with our staff and with the community using digital media. Today I will be using a PowerPoint presentation. Here's an example of the title slide we will be using from now on. We needed to find a layout that would be best suited for a variety of diverse people. I have used a white background, as you can see, to be clear from any distractions. Using a black font on top of this means it has the most amount of contrast to the background and is very clear to read. The font size I've used is 44 point. It is big enough to stand out as a main heading without taking up too much of the slide. The subtitle is 32 point. This is so it's obvious that it is a subtitle by being smaller than the main heading, but it's still big enough to clearly read. The logo is at the top of the page, in the centre, taking up about 1/3 of the page. This is to show off the company name big and clearly so everyone becomes familiar with the brand, as well as being able to see it from a distance. The accessibility feature I've catered for in this slide is colour blindness. Differentiating between different hues of greens and reds can be very difficult and cause a lot of confusion. So I've decided to keep it simple with black and white, clear for everyone. Here I've compiled the information I described in the previous slide into a template for us staff to use for any future PowerPoint presentations. Here we have a content slide. Because there is more text to include on these pages, the font size obviously has to decrease. I have used font Helvetica. This is the most used font around the world, so it should be familiar for everyone, easy to see. I have used size 16, which I feel is the biggest, clearest font size I could use, with still including all the information I need to. Similar to the previous slide, I've used black font on a white background for same reasoning. The logo has been placed on the top right-hand corner. Each slide will have this here, just to keep the brand as the focus, but not distracting from the content on the slide. This slide, however, I have used pictures to cater for a few other diverse groups who may be either illiterate or from non-English speaking backgrounds. These icons, they should be familiar with everyone and therefore understand more of what I'm talking about in the contents. In this slide, I've used effects to focus on each individual point, one at a time, so it is easily to follow along and easier for the audience to retain. It is, however, not going overboard with the effects to keep the audience in mind, as this can easily become confusing or distracting for them. So as you can see, it's just one at a time, easy to focus on. The next slide that we have is the layout of the content slide, so everyone can use this and become familiar for using it, and has a good copy to use for any future PowerPoints that they would like to do. Next we have the use of photographs. So CareSure has a very strict policy when it comes to taking photos and receiving consent to do so. Here I've put together a table to explain the reasoning behind why this is the case. First we have privacy. This means a consent form must be filled out prior to any photography or distribution of a photograph that you have taken or been in. Next is duty of care. It is an invasion of someone's privacy to be photographed without consent. The person must also give consent if this photo will be used for any purpose, as they may not want others to see it. So it is your duty of care to inform the person beforehand of the photo and the use you will be using the photo for. Discrimination. This can be discriminating against who we use in the photos or what the photos are then used for. We have zero tolerance for any sort of discrimination, so this will not be tolerated under any circumstance. The next we have accessibility issues. So as you can see, I've added in some ways to cater for people who may have accessibility concerns. It is important to find out this information before the presentation so that you can cater appropriately for each person. For example, colour blindness, not using colours where possible. These aids will be used in the PowerPoint presentation, as I have done today. Hearing impaired. We can offer relay services, use pictures in our PowerPoint. Wheelchair accessibility, make sure we have portable ramps and access to the building. For people that may find themselves illiterate, we can use film, recordings, so they can hear back later, and pictures. Visually impaired, we can use phone apps or audio devices. This we would do before beginning the presentation, whereas the others we can do during. Here I've created a workflow for everyone to use. It's 3 points, so it's quite simple for everyone. It's designed 3 easy steps to follow in regards to creating a presentation to be given both internally to staff as well as externally to the community. Number 1, design PowerPoint using the templates that I've provided for you today. Number 2, answer questions below to see if it is suitable. Like, have I followed the template outline in regards to font and size? Each slide should be clear and easy to read. Have I included at least 2 accessibility aids to cater for the people that I am presenting to? And number 3, show PowerPoint to supervisor and gain approval before going ahead with the presentation. So, in summary today, if everyone uses the same process and templates, using digital communication can be a great impact for CareSure. Keeping everything in unison will make it easier for the staff and community to understand, and then they therefore become familiar with the way we do our presentations. So it's easier when they come and see them every day. This will help us communicate to our hugely diverse staff and community, helping to bring us all together. Then in future, hopefully helping us with our key outcomes of celebrating diversity and helping everyone make their mark. Does anyone have any questions?